Hi everyone, it's Rebecca Flores with RebeccaChannels.com, and this is video 2 in this new series that I'm doing about self-mastery and your next level of mastery. And because mastery comes from one specific foundation, I'm going to start by talking about the foundation of where everything begins and everything continues and everything ends. And that is being present in the present moment and what that really means. And you may have been very aware of what mindfulness is and going within and meditation. You may have a regular practice of your own kind of meditation, your own kind of mindfulness practice. And if you do, that is awesome. And this video and information will just help you to solidify or come to the next level of understanding of how that applies to your next level in your business, in your creative project, in your stepping up to be seen in a new way in the world, and in accomplishing what you set out to accomplish, and holding your ideal values and authenticity and expressing that in everything that you do, in your relationships, in every area of your life, and that relationship that is the greater relationship within you with your divine source, which is you, which is your essence. It is not a separate connection you have to bridge. It is the connection that is already readily available for you, always from within. And so this video and this series of videos will only deepen and expand your perception of how your meditation practice, your mindfulness-based presence practice applies to this new energy that is available, and the receptivity that you may be experiencing on a whole new level or levels. This is a new time. Everything is actually very different than what we've experienced over the last, since 2012, when there was another huge shift in the collective consciousness and the level of consciousness that became available because of shifts in the frequencies around this planet. And the information that I'm sharing with you is what my universe, my spirit, what is through my heart as important information to share at this time to help guide and ease through these transitions. They are not like anything we've ever dealt with before, and we don't have a playbook. But those that have experienced the transitions at different levels and are reaching continuing clarity points have information that they can share. And you have your own information to share that is valuable to the others that are looking just for what you have to impart. That is one of the one of the indicators that you're working from a unified consciousness and the higher heart consciousness. And it is the understanding that every single being has a role to play in this whole game and unfolding. And I call it a game because the mind gets so very hung up on everything that is physical and sensory in the human aspect, where really if we allow ourselves to lighten up and to really see it as the game or the theater that we've come to play perfectly, beautifully, just as we are, in all of its forgetfulness, in all of its confusion, in all of its strife and struggle, in all of its simplicity, simple beauty, in every aspect of who you think you are, who you really are, and all these aspects of the roles that we all play. Then if we see it as a theater play or a game, it really helps you to detach from personalizing everything. And that's another key aspect that we can become very fixated on when we are doing our work, doing our service, and just going about in all of the different ways that we are sharing and living our life. We can become very identified or personalize the situation, and it always requires a really present moment, step back, present moment of peace that you consciously work to curate so that you can access that and feel it and work from it. Not just access it, but so that it becomes a natural part of where you operate from, your mode of operation. Then you are able to actually not just step back from a situation, which is definitely important, but it becomes more natural than even taking a step back. When you've established the ability and the awareness to depersonalize from situations and from relationships and from things that you're seeing mirrored in people around you, then you are operating, you're literally seeing from a different standpoint, and you're able to access a level of information which comes through as clarity in how you're thinking about things, how you're perceiving things, how you are witnessing situations. And when you're in that level, it's automatic, and you see where there are openings or where there are walls within the energy of the other people that you're dealing with, because there's always other people in whatever situation it is. So it's whether it's a system you're dealing with, or a it's some sort of a co-creation with other people. So you're literally able to access and to see clearly from that realm, which is not affected by what your emotions are. You are not emotionally triggered. You are not emotionally attached. You're not then operating from that distorted or fragmented type of perspective. When you are taking the time to establish a sense of presence in the moment, there is no having to figure things out and to struggle to find solutions. You are very present with your senses, so you can sense the tone of what's going on in the situation. And the tone or the level of intuition. And I use that word because it's not you may not know why you know. And so that's what I'm calling intuition in this instance. It is that, like a mother's intuition. You just have it. And it is beyond the five senses of the physical. It is in that realm where you are picking up on the energy. You're picking up on the frequencies and the feelings and feelings I also use in the non-conceptualized way. So in other words, not the human aspect of what we consider feelings, which we tend to think that they're emotions, but the sensory perceptions that are only explained through non-physical or quantum, or you can relate it to something similar to sound frequencies. That is all information. All of those waves of frequency are everything that this world is made up of. And that is what you're tuning into. But the foundation is always going to be being able to be fully present in the moment. And that is probably the biggest hang up that we have, in a sense, because we've gotten so overwhelmingly busy that we are constantly operating at a deficit, in a sense, of our own energy. We are constantly operating at a deficit of our own presence. And our access to the big picture, the full realm of information, is limited then, because we are operating from a fight or flight mode, and we're operating from a purely what you could call masculine energy. And I love masculine energy. I have tons of masculine energy, and it's necessary to accomplish and to move forward, especially in a new way that we're working in now. We've got to have the receptivity and the masculinity. So with the receptivity being, more like the feminine energy. And these are true, these are really true ways of describing the types of energy that we refer to. But don't get hung up on what that means as far as why it's labeled that. They're truly just pointers, guideposts to being able to understand the difference in the two energies. And that's all. So again, we find ourselves not attaching, but using the words as merely guideposts to what is not described in our language, what is experienced instead. Your next level of mastery is your next level of being fully present and authentic and moving from that place and expressing from that place in everything that you do and what you are specifically looking to accomplish, looking to create. Your creation is not something that you will know how to do from beginning to end. There are so many beautiful factors of the unified field, the universal source light that comes together to fill in the intricacies of how it's going to all unfold and play out. And that is not at the level of your control. This place now that we are working from is at a level where you are receptive to the presence and the information that you're receiving in the moment, and then you're willing to take the action for what you are aware of and being shown through your own awareness to do. And the faith it takes to do that is unbelievable, because the way that we've been operating has always been from first we decide we're going to learn something, understand it, conceptualize it, put it into a system or a formula, and then follow the steps and have a plan and a strategy laid out. Now, this is why this information is coming out. We are working at a non-linear, multi-dimensional or multi-leveled, multi-energetic field of consciousness and awareness. What that really means in a more concise way of saying it is things do not work the way they used to work, because we used to be able to take our goals for reaching and climbing the corporate ladder and making it happen through very hard work, through our focus and our dedication, and working purely from our get-her-done energy, and it would work. Now what we're finding is that will exhaust us, and if we are not fully in alignment through every aspect of our integrity with what we are doing, why we are doing it, who we are doing it with, it will become apparent to you that it's not happening the way you wanted it to, or it's not feeling the way that you wanted it to feel or expected it to feel. So then you're left questioning again, why didn't this, what do I do now? What's going on? Why didn't this work? And why am I not getting anywhere? So things literally don't work the same way because there has been a shift in how we are able to accomplish and not in what we're able to accomplish that's part of the picture, but also how we are going to, how that affects our lives, how that affects how we feel and how we work in other areas of our lives. It's all become very connected. And what we're becoming aware of is that connection, that interconnection, and that everything must become very much in alignment with our mind and our mental body or thoughts and ideas, but our mind also at a universal or higher consciousness level versus just the logical mind, the accessing of information or ideas that do not fit into the type of model of using our brains that we thought. We have more access to use our brains in a different way than we used to. And that mental body then must also be in alignment with, you've heard it here, you've heard it many places, with your heart. And what we're talking about with your heart is your integrity, where you are coming from and why you are doing what you're doing, your motivation. And is that truly in alignment with your feelings towards yourself? The heart is wanting to open, to become very receptive to this multi-level of information and love. It is truly operating at a level now where you realize it has to become a real part of your life. It is no longer going to be able to be stifled. And that means mechanically you can't just continue to go around and do everything that you used to do without taking your heart into account. So bringing the mental and the a higher heart consciousness and your own integrity. So the physical, what you're doing on the physical level is going to align with your own spirit, your own inspiration, which is in spirit, your own soul connection, your own inner integrity and inner truth. This is what has shifted, in the sense that it's become even more difficult for us to handle ignoring that aspect of ourselves and to continue on. We're seeing the opposite. We're seeing so clearly in our world what operating from that level does, the destruction that it brings, and the distortion that it brings in how people perceive other people. Are we really just people? Or are we spirit in movement, in expression? Are we really just humans? Or is there another aspect to us that is operating at a deeply connected soul level that feels and records everything that we're going through and everything that we've done and everything that we believe about ourselves? It is now becoming clear we have to choose to pay attention to that, because our level of being able to handle, it's just much more uncomfortable if we're not. So what these videos are about is what that looks like and how practically there are tools you can put into practice. So I've gone longer than I anticipated for this video, and I will pick up again on exactly what to do to become more fully present in your day and how that applies to becoming more efficient and more efficient and effective in what you are aiming to accomplish. We are all now being definitely called, definitely receiving the push, the inner push from the inside to do more, to be more. We are finding that our distractions no longer fill us the way that they used to. So we are realizing that our distractions, which I just use as a word, don't get attached to that, because it doesn't mean that we don't get to have fun and watch Netflix. But the level at which we have been ignoring things and just getting by with the way that we've been living in kind of a mode where we are a little more unconscious with what we're doing, a little less purposeful. It is now time for us to each claim our own role in what we are experiencing and what we are witnessing. And it truly does begin there to affect what you are seeing reflected from the outside. So this is a beautiful, amazing time, and it is so super exciting. I am extremely pleased to be here to share this time with you. It is beyond words how unlimited we are and how much we truly get to see that our connections are majestic with each other and with this world. I am very connected to this planet and this earth and all of the animals, all of the flora, and all of the people, all of these beautiful beings of light, our souls, our deeper essence beyond what we see in our physical, which is also extremely beautiful. This is where I come from, is seeing that beauty in all, and that's been my journey and who I've been at a core level for a long time. Now I get to express it and share it with you and assist in any way that fits for you. And if it doesn't fit, then that's perfect and beautiful too. And you just let that go. You let go what doesn't resonate for you at any point in time. We're all doing perfect along our own journey at this time. There isn't anything that we are doing wrong or need to fix. These all come from the old way of conceptualizing who we are and what we're doing here. And there are ways that we get hung up and caught up in self-blame. And in no way can you find solutions thinking from the place that is the place of seeing problems. So this is our journey that we're on all together. And I send you many, many blessings. I honor you. I honor your journey and your place here. You are very, very important and valuable to us all. Thank you so much, and tune in for the next video where I will dive more into tools that you can use to put into practice for being very present in the present moment in your conversations and in what you are doing, and how to apply that in your daily life, and what that actually does to assist you in becoming very clear on not only where you stand, but how you're going to move forward with action steps that are outside your realm of the comfort zone. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.